front rooms on the first floor hosted their customers. They could be served or buy tea and goodies to go in the main room, where the walls were the palest green to promote calm, just as tea did. The room was furnished with oak glass-top tables. The second room facing the street was a spillover area. With its walls the palest yellow and its bay window, that room was used when they were extremely busy or when they took reservations and served afternoon tea by appointment. Weather permitting, they also served tea, baked goods, soups, and salads on the side patio. In mid-March, with the first hint of spring in the air, their tourist business was picking up again. Foster broke into Daisy's musings. Derek Schumaker, as a chef, wasn't this nasty when he had his TV show. He traveled to popular restaurants and brought home cooks from the area to the restaurant to cook. The best cook won kitchen appliances. No one really knows why he left the show and began critiquing food instead of cooking it. His reputation as a chef had really taken off. He even had his own line of cookware on one of the home shopping channels. Daisy continued to read a few reviews of other tea rooms Schumaker had visited. She pointed to a line of text on the screen. In this review, he said the tea room's pound cake was as heavy as lead. Maybe he thinks because he's a food critic he has to be critical? Foster decided. That does not make me feel any better, Daisy said. Foster pointed to a number at the bottom of the screen. Just look at how many views his blog gets. That's why advertisers line up to market their products on his website. Daisy blew out a breath. Maybe he has that many hits because of his controversial way of reviewing. It's hard to believe his TV show became so popular. It had its beginnings in a studio in Lancaster. He lives in Willow Creek, you know. It's his home base. Maybe that means he'll be kinder to us, Iris suggested. Or harder on us so his audience doesn't think he's playing favorites, Foster explained. I understand that Derek and his brother Bradley are opposites. Bradley Schumaker? Daisy repeated. Where had she heard that name? His brother is the principal of the high school, Foster elaborated. Everybody there thinks he's terrific, a great role model. Now Daisy remembered. She'd seen Bradley Schumaker's name on the program when Vi had graduated. Her daughter Jazzy, who was a sophomore, had mentioned his name lately in regard to the talent show the school would be putting on. Jazzy had been texting with Vi about it for weeks, discussing what to sing, what to wear, and how to keep the jitters at bay. I can't quite picture Bradley Schumaker, Daisy said. Fortunately, Jazzy was a good student and hadn't had any association with the principal. Vi's senior year at the school had passed quickly without incident. Her older daughter had been focused on getting accepted at Lehigh University. Foster shrugged. He looks like an average guy, not too tall, not too short, brown hair and glasses. I believe Jazzy said he stops in at the practices for the talent show. Changing the subject and trying to divert her attention away from Derek Schumaker's visit the following week, Daisy said to Foster, I hope Vi will be able to get home for Jazzy's show Easter weekend. How are her end-of-the-semester projects going? She knew Violet talked to Foster about school projects more than she talked about them at home. She's on schedule with her research papers. It depends on how much progress she makes until then, although she is determined to come home for Easter. I certainly understand that, and I know Jazzy will too, but she'll be disappointed if Vi doesn't make it home. Violet and Foster both were in their first year of college, although Foster was a year ahead of Vi. He was attending nearby Millersville University. At 20, he had a mature head on his shoulders, was paying room and board to his dad to earn independence, and took as many hours to work as Daisy could schedule him at the tea garden. He'd also set up websites for a few other businesses in Willow Creek. He was definitely a self-starter with a huge dose of ingenuity. Suddenly, Tessa appeared in the doorway. Entering the office, she said, Good morning, everyone. She hung her sweater coat on the wooden coat rack in the corner. Iris headed toward the door. I'd better put the blueberry scones.